our elderly people, it's like we don't have no leaders. Um, let's read. Yeah, we don't really have leaders, bro. Yep, we don't have no leaders, and I'm gonna prove that. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 1, it says, "The word of the Lord, the words of Nehemiah, the sons of Hakaniah, and it came to pass in the month Kislev, Kislev, Chislon, in the 12th year, as I was in Shushan the palace, that Hananiah, one of my brethren, came, and he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity, concerning Jerusalem. And they said unto me, the remnant that are left, the remnant, that's the children of Israel, a small number of people who didn't sell their souls out to Esau. The remnant of that are left of the captivity there in the providence are in great affliction, and reproach the walls of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire. The gates, we don't have no leaders. And it came to pass when I heard these words that I sat down and wept. That means it was so sad to see we lost our original self, and mourned certain days, and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven, and said, I beseech thee, O Lord, of God of heaven, and the great and terrible God, that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him and observe his commandments. That's what he wants us to do, is love him and to keep his commandments. That's really what this Bible is all about. Let thy ear let thy ear now be attentive unto thy hand, unto thy eyes, open thou, that thou mayest hear the prayer of thy servant, which I pray before thee now day and night for the children of Israel. See, I remember my mother said she used to be praying for me a lot. I remember one time they say that my father was a terrible person. They say he was an evil man. That's what I go by, what the family say. So I'm looking at it as generation of curse. You know what I'm saying? It was problem in his era, this problem in this modern day. So that's how I look at it. Let thy ear now be attended unto thy eyes, open thou, that thou mayest hear the prayer of thy servant, which I pray before thee day and night for the children of Israel, thy servants, and confess the sins of the children of Israel, which we have sinned against thee. Both I and my father's house have sinned. That means the forefathers. We have dealt very corruptly against thee, and have not kept the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments which thou which thou commandest thy servant Moses. That means we wasn't even faithful, the leaders. That's what that's going into. When it talk about the statutes and the judgments and all of that, that's going into we didn't keep hold up our end of the bargain. We didn't have leaders. Remember, I beseech thee, the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, if ye transgress, I will scatter you abroad. That means if you transgress, that means if you don't keep the commandments, that was part of the curse. If we didn't keep our end of the bargain, God was gonna put curses on us, and we was gonna have to serve our enemies. And not only we gonna have to serve our enemies, we was gonna have to be scattered into all over the world. We wouldn't even know who we are. We will be wondering who the hell we are, hoping that we're not from Esau, hoping all these different things, different things like that. We will have, though all those things I would say is a curse, because there's nothing good about that. It's nothing good about being cursed. When you read about curses in the Bible, like this is something. It says, verse 8, remember, I beseech thee, the word which thou hast commanded thy servant Moses, saying, if ye transgress, I will scatter you abroad. That don't sound like nothing good. That sounds like something bad amongst the nations. He said, I will scatter you abroad amongst the nation. But if ye turn unto me and keep my commandments and do them, though they were of you, but if ye turn unto me and keep my commandments and do them, though they were of you cast out unto the uttermost parts of heaven, yea, I will gather them from hence, and I will bring them unto the place that I have chosen to set my name there. Now these are thy servants, and thy people, whom thou hast redeemed by thy great power and by thy strong hand. O Lord, I beseech thee, let now thy ear be attended to the prayer of thy servant, and to the prayer of thy servant, who desires to fear thy name, and prepare and prosper. I pray thee, thy servant this day, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man, for I was in the king's cupbearer. Let's go to Nehemiah. I think it's Nehemiah chapter 2. Let's put that down there. Nehemiah chapter 2. And verses it says, then, okay, Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 9. Then I came to the governors beyond the river and gave them the king's letters. Now the king had sent captains of the army and horsemen with me, which Sanballat and the Horatites, and Tobiah, the servant of the Amorites, heard of it. There was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel. So I came to Jerusalem and was there 3 days. And I arose in the night, and some few men with me. Neither told I any man what my God had put in my heart to do. to do at Jerusalem. Neither was there any beast with me save the beast that I rode upon. And I went by night, and I went not by night by the gate of the valley, even before the dragon wall, and to the dug part, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem. That means they was polluting the temple and everything, which were broken down, and the gates thereof the gates thereof were consumed with fire. And I went on to the gate of the fountain and the king's pool, but there was no place for the beast that was under me to pass. Then I went up in the night by the brook and viewed the wall and turned back. This was how they was investigating, like God was revealing to Nehemiah what the hell was going on, and entering by the gates of the valley, and so returned. And the rulers knew not whether I went or what I did, neither neither had I as yet told it to the Jews, nor to the priests, nor to the nobles, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest that did the work. Then said I unto them, Ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lies waste, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire. Come and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem. See, the walls of Jerusalem represent us building up each other. We represents the walls, and we are destroyed. We are a destroyed people. That we be no more a reproach. Then I told them of the land of my God, which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, Let us rise up and build. So we got a responsibility is to go to the streets and be a builder. At least I do. I got a responsibility is to do that. So they strengthen their hands for this good work. But when Sanballat, the Horotites, and the Tobiah, the servant, the Amatites, and Gershom and Arabian heard it, they laughed to scorn and despised us and said, What is this thing that ye do? Will ye build again the king? Then answered I them and said unto them, The God of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore we his servants will arise and build, but ye have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem. It was talking about the walls of Jerusalem was broken down, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire. Yeah. Yeah. So, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna read some more from history and the Bible and show us. Hmm. So, and when you're doing all the wicked stuff, the enemy will try to put a sleep on you, but they ain't gonna do it when you actually they ain't gonna let you stay up when you actually read in the Bible. Mm-mm. That be the enemy be doing that, and that lets you know that you're on the right path. Hmm. That's the way the enemy works. There's always a reason why the enemy have you like this. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They'll do it. The enemy will do that. He'll try to um he'll do that. The enemy is dangerous. The enemy is an evil person. Yeah, he sure is. But I'm not gonna let him have the victory in me. Hold on. Yeah. And people always walk around and they say that God don't God let God be the judge. Only God can judge me. And the Bible tells you clearly that he has judges. You go and you read the Bible, you see something totally different from what they say. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, let's read Judges chapter 2 and verses 11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Balaam. And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and following other gods of the people that was round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord to anger. And they forsook the Lord and served Balaam and Ashtaroth. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them unto the hands of spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them unto the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. Whithersoever they went out, the hand of the Lord was against them for evil. The hand of the Lord was against them for evil, as the Lord had said, and as the Lord had swore unto them, and they were greatly distressed. Nevertheless, verse 16, nevertheless, the Lord raised up judges. Now, when they say God raised up judges, it's talking about Israelite judges. You see what I'm saying? He raised up these nations of people to be judges and correct. Now, let's go on. Nevertheless, the Lord raised up judges which delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them, and yet they would not hearken unto their judges. They would not listen to the prophets of the Most High God, but they went a whoring after other gods and bowed themselves unto them, and they turned quickly out of the way with which their fathers walked, and obeying the commandments of the Lord, but they did not so. And when the Lord raised them up judges, then the Lord was with the judges and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judges. All the days of the judge. For it repented the Lord because of their groaning. That means he was merciful and he's showing his love. And by reason of them that oppressed them and vexed them. And it came to pass when the judge was dead that they returned and corrupted themselves more than their fathers in following other gods to serve them and to bow down unto them. And they ceased not from their own doings, nor from their stubborn ways. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel. And he said, because thou, thus people have transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice. So that's what happened. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So there are many places in the Bible where God raised up judges. People tell you, don't judge me, but I'm going to show you something else. I think that's 2 Peter, 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy 4 in verse 4. 2 Timothy 4 in verse 4. Preach the word. Preach, it says, preach the word. Be instant in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exalt with all long suffering and doctrine. It tells you, preach the word. Be instant in season and out of season. That means don't just do it on an occasional day. Preach the word. Be instant in season and out of season. Rebuke, that means to correct your ass when you're wrong. Exalt with all long suffering and doctrine. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. That's right. The Most High says the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. Well, when they come, when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves. Yeah. And they shall, verse 4, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. And this is the reason why when you turn away from the truth, you got to be corrected. Yeah, you got to be corrected. Yeah, that's what it takes. And the Most High tell you, that's what these are. Paul was a judge. Yeah. They'll tell you only God can judge me. Yeah. In spite of me falling asleep, I still have love for my people. Is to fight to sleep. Is to stay up. I'm not acting like I'm better than anybody. But look, let me show you something. Matthew's, I think it's 27. Matthew's 27, 26:41. I think I'm saying it right. Matthew's 27. Matthew's 26:41. That's it. Christ was talking to his disciples, and he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Very heavy. That means you heavy, you falling asleep or whatever. Then said unto them, my son, my soul is exceeding sorrowful even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. That means be aware. But our people don't do that. And he went a little far there and fell on his face, praying, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thy will. And he cometh unto the disciples. The Bible says he came unto the disciples and finding them sleeping, he finding them asleep, and said unto Peter, what could ye not watch with me 1 hour? You can't stay up and read the Bible for 15 minutes. You can't even take 50. The 41, 1 hour could represent 5 minutes. 1 hour can represent 2 minutes. You couldn't just read a script for about 2 minutes. God damn. Like, this is what the hell I died for? You weren't even trying. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. Let's go back up to 40. Matthew chapter 26 and verse 40. And he came unto the disciples and finding them sleeping. The Bible says he found them asleep and said unto Peter, what could ye not watch? And he cometh unto the disciples and finding them sleeping, and said unto Peter, what could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray God told the disciples, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. When you got weak flesh, you're not gonna keep no commandments. Yeah, you're not gonna keep no commandment. The spirit is willing, yeah, but your flesh don't want to do what's right. Your flesh don't want to do what's right. So I'm gonna get up out of here. I stayed up as long. I mean, I'm not trying to prove anything, but I'm just doing it because, not because I have to, but because it's the right thing to do. And it's just natural for me to do it. That's all. So my real people out there, I got love for you. I do. I really do. As you can see, I do. And I'm not trying to like boast or make myself better than anybody else or my people. I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to boast like I'm better because I'm still trying to improve in my life too. So I'm praying for myself and I'm going to pray for you all. And while I'm doing that, I'm praying for myself that I be better, you know. So that's what I'm doing. So on that note, I'm out. I love y'all. I'm glad I had a chance to get in the word and do the right thing and do the best that to do everything to the best of my ability to keep all of the 613 commandments of the laws of the Most High God. Now I'm out.